Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Aaron and Alex, your referral partner here in sunny Arizona. Happy November to you. Alex just recently ran a business planning clinic at his brokerage, and I assume this time of year you've probably either started that process yourself or are thinking about it. And so when I asked Alex, hey, tell me, what did you pull away from it? Even though you're leading it, what did you pull away from it? We're sort of reflecting on sort of a top three. So we thought that would make a great, top three lessons learned or takeaways. And so we thought, hey, this would be a great opportunity to share with you kind of what he picked up, because I enjoyed it. And, for whatever it's worth, let's see what you think.
Well, and thank you, Aaron, and hi to everybody. And yeah, to Aaron's point, when you do the business planning clinic, it gives you a lot of time to reflect. And I've been with KW for over 10 years, almost 11, and man, and if you've been with our company for a while, you may joke about the importance, of a big why or having a business plan and all those kind of things. And so to Aaron's point. There was kind of three key components that I want to talk about with you guys, and which almost translate to three things that you should carry around with you at all times, which might sound kind of weird, but I promise I'll explain. So number one, as you see on the screen, right, having a big why. That's what you hear at KW, right? Have a big why. As I mentioned, being with this company for so long, I'm going to be super transparent right now, right? I had a hard time with that in the beginning. I would roll my eyes at it, kind of chuckle, be like, here we go again, if you will. And a lot of that had to do with because I maybe could have been explained the importance of that big why a little bit more, right? And let me give you guys a couple of things that have helped me along the years, and then something that hit me pretty hard this last go around, which was, instead of thinking big why, think, what is your purpose? Right? Purpose is such a big word that I think we can focus on, and why are you doing what you're doing, right? Why are you doing what you're about to do, what you're planning to do? What makes you wake up or keeps you up at night? Because you go, I got to achieve that. I got to get there, right? It's okay if it's materialistic, as long as it's substantial enough, right? Is your big why substantial enough to make you embrace the suck? Right?
Yeah, get out of bed in the morning. That is
get out of the bed in the morning. I tie it to weight loss, right? I've been overweight my entire life for the most part, and a lot of people keep asking me, what finally made you lose weight, right? And I ask myself the same thing. What made me go to the gym every day without fail for 2 hours and start eating right? For me, it was my kids. I didn't want them to, wake up and think that was okay, because I truly don't believe it is. I just never had a big enough reason why. And so when it comes to real estate, what drives you to the point that you go, not getting that? It could be that boat, that car, that house. It could be leaving a legacy for your kids. Don't borrow it from someone else. Dig deep and find out what that is for you, because you're gonna need it. I need it every day as a team leader. I need it every day as an agent, right? Like, I need it every day as a parent, is saying, I know where I'm going. And so the other word is vision, right? Great leaders have clear visions on where they're going, and that's what doesn't stop them. And they couple that this way, right? There we go. With a business plan, a written and documented business plan, right? And so that's the point of the business planning clinic, right? We say, hey, we're going to tie it all together and make sure you leave with the business plan. And so I was very fortunate. Some of you may be very familiar with the book, The 12-Week Year. And I was with the author, Brian Moran, last week. And I got the opportunity to hear from him about that. The reason most business plans don't work is because they are very conceptual. I'm going to do open houses. I'm going to door knock. I'm going to farm, right? Hey, we're fortunate, borderline lucky, right? That we're with, you got to put yourself in a position to get lucky. And we have, by being with a company who takes it a step further on our business plans, right? Well, hey, come up with your priorities. And that's where we kind of hit that conceptual phase. I'm going to do open houses. I'm going to go after my database. And then they ask us to come up with 5 strategies. In the 12-week year, they use the term tactics. Starts with a verb. It's a complete sentence, and it's something you're going to hold yourself accountable to, right? And so how many open houses, right? SMART goals, right? Specific, measurable, right? So you got to get specific about what you're going to do. You got to take action, and you got to know, right? Very one thing language right here, your vital few of your vital few, right? And then score yourself on that stuff. But I'll take a step back and say, your business plan, do you have one that you believe in, that you look at and you know you'll do because your why, going back one, right? Your why is substantial enough. So carry around your vision written down of what you want to accomplish, right? It could be a vision board. It could be literally words on a piece of paper that means something to you. And now your business plan, carry those 2 things around you. We all probably carry a binder, a Remarkable, a planner. We carry something around with us. You should be able to open that up and you go, there's my vision. There's my business plan, right? I said I was going to do open houses. I was going to call my database. I was going to do first-time home buyer seminars. I was going to farm my neighborhood, whatever it is that plan is for you, and have clarity on what you're going to go achieve, right? So that you can go execute now and be able to judge for yourself, right? And correct your plan if it's not working, right? You go 3 months, 6 months.
Listen, if it's not written down, right, you can't manage what you don't measure, and you can't measure what you don't manage. So it's incredibly important having it written down to actually have something to measure against, because it's quite easy to change the goalpost if it's actually not written, right?
Yeah. And by the way, what do most of us do, right? By the way, we go through the exercise. I got a whole bunch of agents, right, that came. They thought about their big why. They created a plan. I don't know. It might be, we talk about it, right? New Year's resolutions. What do people do? They just don't do them. They change their goal, right? Which is, it wasn't that important to lose weight. It wasn't that necessary, right? So the question I have for you is, will you go and execute and then look at your plan and say, this plan is getting me the results I wanted, or it's not? And is it because you're not executing, or is it because, excuse me, or is it because the plan isn't working because you are executing? I did my open houses every week. I did this. I'm doing it, but I'm not getting the appointments, and I'm not getting the listing agreements. And I'm at the end of the day, closing deals. And so that brings us back to weekly accountability. So guys, Brian tells me the story last week, right? And, and he references it because it's a good one. And so KW lingo, 411, that third key component, that third piece of paper you should have in that planner. Carry around with you. Again, let me recap. Your vision, your business plan, and a 411. You want to know why a lot of people, if most of you listening to this, being with KW, did not just kind of go, 411, right? We've all done it, right? If you don't understand the 411, right? 4 weeks, 1 month, 1 year, it's a tool for you to give someone to hold you accountable to, because we will not hold ourselves accountable. Here's a story that Brian shared with me. So Fast Company magazine did a study. They wrote an article, I should say, about a study. And this was back in 2005 that this article came out, right? And the article was called Change or Die, right? Pretty aggressive. It was actually about people who had gotten heart transplants, right? Yeah. And literally it was, hey, you just got a new heart. You need to change your lifestyle, because otherwise you're going to die, right? So we're talking about people who literally can die if they don't change their habits, right? And they, I believe it was about 300 patients that they studied for a year, just out of the surgery. It was some minuscule number, guys, less than 3%, maybe close to nil, that after a year, all had gone back to their normal habits, eating like crap, right? Not exercising. Guys, their life is on the line. You can imagine if somebody's life's on the line and they still won't be accountable to themselves, right? I don't know if we would say that our business plan in real estate is having our life on the line, right? In that same article, they go to say in the next year they studied a new study group of 300 people. This time they did something different. They had everybody in the study group have to join accountability groups. Real simple, right? Let's say they put 6 to 7 in a room. They don't super dive into it, but they got to go to a weekly meeting with 5 other people who had surgery, right? And they just talk to themselves. What are you doing? How's it going? It's tough, right? They followed those people, right? The study group, I should say, the accountability groups only lasted 1 year. But after 3 years after the surgery, 77% of them had still changed their lifestyle habits for the better. So what does that tell you? We need accountability partners. Maybe your team leader, productivity coach, could be a friend, a family member who can hold you accountable that you will show up for, can make you feel like you got it. You're not going to show up and say you didn't do what you didn't do. I'm grateful for my coach. He knows me. He knows how to push my buttons. It was about 2 months ago. We were talking about lead gen and hitting numbers. And he goes, hey, if you don't hit your numbers, right, you're going to owe me $1,000 for the week. Like, yeah, I'm not going to. Yeah, perfect. Right. By the way, when you're a part of a coaching company, they got your card on file. So he'll just charge it. Right. So there was no integrity about sending the check, right? You had the card on file, guys. And so, find the person that knows how to push your buttons in the right way, that you'll do your activities. And that 411, Gary says it, right? How can we be on the same page if we don't have a page to be on, right? And so that's what that 411 is. It's for you to have a partner and go in. And that should be the third piece of paper that you carry around with you so that you can hold yourself accountable for one keyword: to go execute.
Yeah, it's really good.
So we bring this all together, guys, right? What does this all mean? That you need to talk about your vision. Where do you want to be in 15 years? And then where do you want to be in 3 years to make sure that you're on track for your 15 years? And where do you want to be? What do you need to do this year to be on track? And is that reason big enough for you to do a business plan for it, that you will hold yourself accountable to, that you will do the numbers you set out to, right? Based on amazing models provided by our company, whether you picked them up at Mega Camp, you're pulling them out of the MREA, wherever you're getting them from. It could be the guy 3 offices down from you in your KW offices that are getting the results that you want. So you follow that model, and then you break that down to a weekly, easy to follow to-do list with the most important things on a 411, right? And find that accountability partner, because just that alone will up your chances dramatically. If we talk about that study, over 70% increase because of an accountability program or partner, because we'll fail ourselves before we fail somebody else. If you're looking to change your 2023, guys, those are the steps right there, right? And there's more to it. We're business owners. We're going to have to go find better tactics, where to spend our money, marketing. I get all that, guys. But all of that will be for nothing if these first 3 are not in order. So and anyways, Aaron, to answer your question, that was what, kind of what I learned and I took away, teaching to everybody this last week. So.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. Look, it was a good reminder myself. So I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll stick a link to that Fast Company article. If you're curious yourself, I'll stick that in the notes down below.
Yeah.
Alex, you were also talking about different ways for coming up with your what is a substantial vision. You mentioned maybe The Secret was maybe one way of going back and looking at that, or different angles. But I'll tell you what, changing the wording from being like your big why to having a substantial vision that you can relate to. Hey, what's going to get me up out of bed? It's going to take a lot to get me out of bed at different times. So that vision has got to be pretty powerful. Anyhow, thanks for sharing, and thanks for watching this, guys. As always, we really appreciate you thinking of Alex and I here in Phoenix, and have a great day.
Yeah, you guys have an awesome day. Thank you.